Shalom, I'm giving all praise to Yahawah, Rawchaa, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this Never Trust Thy Enemies. So I'm going to give you the precept. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy or enemies, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So iron, if it sits there long enough, it will rust through oxidation. So iron rust. So you got to put a treatment on there, keep it clean. That rust don't build up on it. So is his wickedness. So you take a piece of iron, you leave it there, it will rust. You consult with the devil, his wickedness will come out, and his wickedness is deception. So vocab looks like he's trying to set up the ICGJC because he had a meeting with them, and I'm pretty sure he was real friendly with them. And I guarantee you, he didn't tell them that he had something set up with the individuals that were formerly a part of the ICGJC. So that's going to be a real. I don't know how many of them is going to be there. I'm pretty sure. What did they have? What was the group? They had a group. They called it detoxification, whatever nation or whatever, and there was a bunch of them. So they all going to get together. I see them all get together. So you're talking about, I don't know, maybe 10, 15, 20 of them or more. So I'm pretty sure behind the scenes, he got in contact with these individuals right here and was very friendly with them. Let's have a discussion. His thing is, as a serpent, this is what the serpent does. He gathers information to use it against you with other people or other groups. So I guess their name is the Justice League now, something like that. It used to be called toxification, whatever, detoxification nation or something like that. And they all got together to speak about, and this is before Tazadakia had passed, some years before. And I guarantee you, Sam Miguel will be on there, definitely. So it says here, in Justice League interview, ex-members respond to ICGJC, which meaning responding to this video here. But you got to wait until October 19th. So now I want to go into the precepts. And see, before I go into the precepts, this debate that he had with Captain Desariac, he's going to make a bunch of videos, critiquing what Captain Desariac said and what it really means, and he's breaking this down wrong. You know the deal. So this is going to be put up or shown tonight, previewed or premiered tonight, excuse me. So it says, is Joseph the biological father of Jesus? Israelite versus Christian debate, statements and rebuttals, remix. So, you can watch it, but he doesn't understand. Like I said, all vocab is a glorified master regurgitator. He's just regurgitating the crap that he learned from the particular theological seminary. I call them cemeteries. He spent I don't know how many years in. So you got to wait till the 19th of October And I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be watching the video. And I guarantee you that he didn't tell the current members of the ICGJC that he's going to have them guest over. He's on the phone with him. He's on the phone back and forth, confirming that they're going to call. They're going to be ready. So they're going to bring out a lot of information, stuff that we already know, because they made videos in the past. So we don't know how many more newer members are as a part of this group in Justice League. So, I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a handful of precepts. Okay, first precept. And there was, you know what? There was one I forgot. Okay, I didn't spell that right. Bear me for a minute. Do it one more time. Please forgive me. Should come up now. I can't believe it's not coming up. Let me do ignorant. Second Corinthians 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So these individuals, I believe, were ignorant of his devices. Because I guarantee you, when they set up that meeting with the ICGJC, the members of the current members of the ICGJC, they didn't, I guarantee you, he didn't tell them that he was going to have a follow up with the ex members. I guarantee that. Now he can come on and say, "No, I did say that." I doubt that. I doubt that. But you're dealing with the serpent. So we open up with Ecclesiasticus 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemies. Next precept. I'm sorry, wait a minute. Didn't hit this one. 2 Corinthians 11, verse 3. See, this is why we don't deal with Vocab Malone. We don't deal with Garfield. We don't deal with Sarnetta. We don't deal with the Mars. We don't deal with none of them. You know, we're not here to discuss things. You bring in your what you believe in compared to what we believe in as a discussion. There's nothing to discuss. There's a one way. It's not even conversation. It's a lecture. We're going to lecture, or we're going to dictate to you what's the deal, and you accept it or don't accept it. And then if you don't accept it, we're moving on. That's it. So all this debates with different topics, like it's part of it. It is entertaining. That's exactly what it is, because people watch these debates to get entertained. It's a form of entertainment. Well, it is entertainment. Second Ezra 11, verse 3. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Yahawashi. Now, the word simplicity, what comes to mind is a term called Occam's razor. You can look that up. And it basically means, in not so many words, the simplest explanation of anything is normally the right one. If somebody tells you some tall tale and you're speaking for 20 minutes about what he did and what he didn't do and how can I not do it, then you got the man that tells the truth. He just says simply, this happened, that happened, this happened. That's it. In other words, trying to explain it away. If a woman is chopped up or killed or shot 50 times, the detectives already know that's a crime of passion. They might have went into the drawers and made it look like it was a robbery gone bad, but a person that robs, he doesn't want to kill nobody. He wants to rob. He wants to get what you got. He doesn't want to have, if he gets caught, he's caught for robbery, theft, breaking and entering. He doesn't want to get caught for breaking and entering and murder, double murder, triple murder. So they see what's called a corpus delicti, which means the body of the crime, like all the evidence in the crime, that a crime took place. There's a woman there. She's shot 50 times, but you know, the individual shot 100 rounds, but hit her 50 times, and you know, so a drawer is open and shit. All they automatically know it's not a robbery. They know how thieves work. So they say, well, it's somebody that knew her that try to cover it up by saying that, you know, we think it's somebody that a robbery gone bad. So who's the first suspect? Her husband. Does she have a husband? No. They recently got divorced about 2 months ago over child. What do you call it when you have the child? You know, over child custody. And you talk to the neighbors, and they heard a lot of yelling, a lot of arguing. They were always arguing. They bang on the door. Then I heard the man say, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch." So then they go, well, where's the husband at? The husband might be in Mexico some damn where. So they get in contact with Mexico, extradition to bring him back up. And then they got him because he's nervous any damn way. You know? So Anyway, coming back to this, a detective is subtle, right? Because they think like a criminal. So it says subtlety. So your mind should be what? Corrupted from the simplicity that is in Yahawashi. So, like I said, the detectives they go with the easiest route. They go with the easiest route. First guy is a husband. Second guy is a boyfriend. Boyfriend she just broke up with. She got a new boyfriend. That's the simplest, and then you move from there. And most of the time, it's what the detective they paint a picture. It's a detectives putting the body of the crime together, but it's simple, you know, simplicity. So just teach the truth. The simplicity of this truth is to just teach the truth. Learn, eat the roll, and go out and teach the sons of Israel. The Lord never told Ezekiel, and have debates with different people of different religions. Didn't say that, man. We here to give you the truth, and that's it. If you want to question it, you can question certain things, which lead to you coming to the truth. But if you constantly come with questions, oh no, I got you this time, you can leave that person alone. The Apostle Paul said, um, let him be ignorant. Let him be ignorant. So now let's look up the word subtlety or subtile, because vocab is a subtile individual. Craftiness, cunning, a specious or false wisdom. That's what he has, a false wisdom. When we say that Joseph had sex with Mary, he says no, it was the Holy Spirit that embodied her. That's false wisdom. That's from the RCC, Roman Catholic Church. In a good sense, prudence, smart, skill, and undertaking and carrying on affairs, meaning you're dealing with different people. So this guy is very cunning because he's not about having to sit down and really having a discussion. And maybe I'll start to believe you guys. His thing is to throw doubt at what you're teaching. Second Thessalonians 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. That's all I got to read. Let no man deceive you by any means. And the scriptures, now, if you look up the word beguile, when you click on that word, when you check the other precepts, the various scriptures, the majority, 90% of the time, 95% of the time is going to be the word deceive. So another way of saying beguiled is 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 to be deceived. And was not the woman deceived? First, First John 3, verse 7. So I'm gonna definitely watch that interview with the Injustice League. See, I don't know what they do. I don't know how sincere they are. I know one thing: they're not out on the highway. They didn't leave and say, "Okay, we know that we're Israelites, and we're just going to go and teach on the highways and the byways, do the sit downs, and teach the Israelites." Basically, their thing is to come against the group that they were a part of. Little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous. So, how do you remain righteous? By going by what the scriptures say, going by what the leadership says, which we are the leadership. Read Hebrews chapter 13, verse 7, and jump down to verse 17. You can read that whole chapter. Obey them to have the rule over you. Because matter of fact, I'm going to go to that. Hebrews. Because if we're leading you the wrong way, we're going to have to deal with it with the Most High. Remember them which have the rule over you, who have spoken unto you the word of the Most High, whose faith follow, considering the end of their conversation. So we do them videos as much as we can. This is my second video today. Most High willing, I would like to do one more, maybe even two more, if the Spirit's on me. And I'm looking for the Spirit I'm looking for things to speak on. 17 verse, obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves. So if we say you should be doing videos 5 times a week, you should do it because we're looking out for you, meaning see, the guy that can't do it is most likely a guy that's not a part of the elect. He might have been called, but is he chosen? You have an unction from the Holy One and you know all things. An unction meaning an anointing. So if the Spirit actually anointed you, with the oil, because that's what unction means. When you anoint somebody with oil, that means, Matthew 25, everybody trimmed their lamps and the fire went out on some and the fire stayed on because you had oil in them. So the guy that has nothing he knows he's an Israelite, that's it. He doesn't do nothing. Obviously, he has no oil in him, which obviously makes him not one of the elect. For they watch for your souls as they that must give account to who? The Most High, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. So we don't get mad at you. You don't do the right thing. We got to kick you out. Goodbye. Nice knowing you. Let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you. Not personal, it's business. The Most High's business. Don't you know I must be about my Father's business? Mark 13, verse 5. And Yahawashi answered them, began to say, take heed lest any man deceive you. So these men from the ICGJC, like I said, I don't believe that Vocab Malone said, we're just going to have a little sit down. We're going to discuss things. We want to hear your side of the story. He didn't say, and then, a couple of weeks later, I'm going to have, I keep in contact with the ex-members and I want to have, do you think they would have a sit down with him? I mean, I wasn't there when they had the meetings. That's how the devil rolls with it. He hides that forked tongue, remember? He hides that forked tongue. Jeremiah 9, verse 5. And they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies. That's what vocab does, and worry themselves to commit iniquity. This man loses sleep over getting at us, over lending doubt to what we're teaching. Like he did one, this guy Moses, whatever, and he killed this girl and killed one of the girls, and he had a little harem, and one of the little boys. And when he put it up, he said he was a member of GMS. Then we got on him. We said, no, he ain't no member of GMS. Now he could have watched videos on GMS, but he wasn't no active member of GMS. And he wasn't coming in the spirit of GMS. First of all, we don't have a lot of women. We don't push, we don't advocate. I mean, you can have more than one woman, but the guy that has 5, 6 women, is he really out there pushing his word when he got to please them women? What does 1 Corinthians chapter 7 say? And then that guy, I remember him. He wasn't really going, he was making documentaries. He had the women sitting around him. He said, I'm doing a documentary on having many wives. And that man wasn't going out there on the highways and the byways. Or if he wasn't going out consistently. So he really wasn't a part of it. Like I said, he watched our videos. He probably watched other videos. But Vocab said he was definitely a, card carrying member of the GMS. There's a lot of guys that follow us and say GMS. That's why we don't say, well, look, you in GMS, you got to give us your phone number, your date of birth, your social security number. You got to give us copies of your check, all this nonsense. Nah, there's guys that's just going to start calling themselves GMS. And then if they go off, they're going to get that video. This guy's not a member of GMS, avoid him. And by the way, Vocab represents the dragon. He's a part of that dragon. That dragon that was, that's talking about Esau and his system. He's a part of the dragon. He's one of the scales of the dragon. He's also Satan. It says, he said, and he laid hold on that dragon, because there was a point in time where Vocab couldn't say nothing. We're going back in previous reincarnations, and something that he doesn't believe in, because the Most High is not dealing with him. It says, and he laid hold on the dragon, meaning the whole Edomite system, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. Serpent. Eve was beguiled by the serpent. That serpent goes back is first talked about in Genesis 3. And Satan, which means the enemy, and bound him 1,000 years. Now, what is that talking about? That's talking about the time of Constantine the Great up until the time of Christopher Columbus, the Renaissance. And that's part of their deception. They said, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and that's Europe, and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should what? Deceive the nation no more till 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loose a little season. So, but Vocab Malone is set up as a dragon, as one of the scales of the dragon, to deceive as many Israelites as he can do, as he can deceive. Okay, Wisdom of Solomon, 15 verse 4. And this should be used a lot more, because this basically goes into the Renaissance. I'm sorry, wrong book. Wisdom of Solomon 15 verse 4. For neither did the mischievous invention of man, meaning Esau, and when he deceived the world after he came out of that pit, deceive us, nor an image, they tore down the icons through a thing called iconoclasm, and set up his images, and they called it the Renaissance art. It says, for neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive us, nor any image spotted with diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor. So what you all those years that you put up them images, and when we were kids, we believed that bullshit. We all sat around, when the Ten Commandments, they used to play that like every year, the Ten Commandments and the stories on Jesus, and we used to sit around watching it because we Israelites. And we really thought that fucking Charlton Heston was Moses. And we thought Max von Sydow was Jesus until we came into this truth. So we condemn all of that. So it said, neither did the malicious inventions of man deceive us, nor an image or images. What does it say in First Maccabees 3, verse 48? The heathen sought to open the books of the law and paint their images. To do what? To deceive us. The Septuagint that vocab always quotes, the Septuagint wasn't written for Edomite that spoke Greek. It was for the Israelites that only spoke Greek. It says images, it should be spotted with diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor. And that's talking about your media. So your media is not working. And vocab, you need to forget about it, because the majority of the Israelites that are woken up, you're not gonna change them. You're not gonna bring them back. A few of them you're gonna bring back because they're not of the elect anyway. So let me give you one more precept, and I'm gonna close. Ecclesiasticus 36, verse 6. Let's see what that says. Is it 36, verse 6? Wait a minute. I'm sorry, 13, verse 6. It says, if he have need of thee, he will deceive thee. So when he calls the debate with Captain Zariak, when he called to sit down or discussion with the ICGJC, he calls y'all to him because he needs y'all. Like I said before, like I said many times, we don't need them; they need us. That's why they ambushed us when we was out there speaking, because we wouldn't. He knows that we ain't going to agree to no meeting. We have nothing to do with that guy. He's the devil. We know you're the devil. What the hell? I'm going to sit down and have a conversation with the devil. An interview with Satan. Had a movie called Interview with a Vampire. That would be the interview with Satan, because you are one of the scales on the dragon's back. Read it again. If he have need of thee, why did he want to have this meeting with the ICGJC? Because he wanted to get their words on it, get the information together, in order to have a couple of weeks later, or 3 weeks later, to have the former members of the ICGJC come along to trash the current members of the ICGJC and tell the full story, whatever. Bring out more information. To what? To lend doubt to at least that particular group of Israelites. It says, if he have need of thee, if vocab needs, if vocab doesn't have Israelites where he can discuss or talk about, ain't nobody going to listen. If he just said, I'm going to teach the gospel, ain't nobody going to listen to him. He will deceive thee. He didn't tell y'all the whole story. I wasn't there, so maybe he did tell y'all that, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. And smile upon thee. Yeah, I got these niggas. And put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wanteth thou? Like, we can work together. I'll help you out. I'll even pay you, whatever the case may be. But it's all a setup to make you really look bad. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.